One of the things to me that's the biggest pointer that someone is a porn sick man is when they claim that asexuality isn't real. And the reason why I say that is because sex drive itself is literally a gradient. Like, there are some people that have a very, very fucking high sex drive. They have to have sex every week or they'll, I don't know, die. And then there are some people who just don't think about it. And I'm the latter, okay? For me to get turned on, it requires a very specific person and situation. And I'm not thinking of anyone or any situation. I'm just saying I tend to be quite specific. So, it has to be just the right moment and the right person. And because of that, the rest of the time, I literally couldn't care less about sex. I just don't feel it. I just don't have a sex drive. And I know that that's weird to some people. People say it's a biological function. I don't know. I don't feel like it is. And this is why I think that the women are, inherently more likely to be successful, if not for the systems around us, than men. Because we are not slaves to our biology, in the sense that we don't have to fucking wake up and jack off every morning and waste an hour of our time because we have to coom. We don't have to do that. That's something that men have to do. Because men wake up with boners, which is, to me, still fucking weird as fuck. That's weird. It also makes you a literal servant to your fucking desires. That is tough. That must suck. But, I just don't feel that bad about it, sorry. And because I have such a low sex drive, when I say to people, I'm bisexual, but I'm probably asexual, what I mean is that with the right man or woman in the right situation, yes, I could probably have a sex drive. The rest of the time, absolutely not. And I am so specific about people in situations that I might as well just be asexual. Because it's so fucking hard for me to, find the right person or the right situation, because I just don't feel it. So people just don't seem to understand this, and they keep saying that asexuality is, I think a lot of people seem to think that asexual people are another type of cringe virtue signalers. They're part of the LGBT, so they must be cringe. And while I usually agree with that, in the sense that pansexuality is basically not a thing, and fucking, all the troon shit, that's it. That's another thing that really isn't that important. But when it comes to asexuality, that one seems to actually make sense. Because when you think about just the fact that sex drives themselves are different for everyone, it is possible then that there'd be some people who don't have one, or who have one that's so low it might as well not be there. So whenever anyone says asexuality isn't real, I just assume that person is a fucking coomer. I assume that they are a coomer who, a coomer man who just can't fathom the fact that some people just don't have that urge. Whenever I hear people say that, it makes me fucking just think oh my god, you must be addicted to pornography. Because I don't really understand this. I don't understand this mentality that asexuality goes against biology, because it literally doesn't. Because biology itself is stating that sex drives are different for everybody. So if asexuality isn't real, then you're basically just saying sex drives aren't real. I know this is hard for people to understand. And it's really frustrating, because I feel like I'm basically 99% asexual, if that makes sense. And then there's the 1% that if I found the right person, okay, maybe not. But at the same time, when I see men saying, oh, asexuality isn't real, society groomed you into thinking it's real. No, they didn't, bro. I know you find the need to jack off to porn every day, but I don't. I don't have that kind of sex drive, sorry. It just really makes me annoyed. And I might just sound like a virtue signaler, justifying her sexuality. But that being said, I will die on the hill that some people can have no sex drive. I will die on that hill. When men say asexuality isn't real, the other thing I want to touch on is the fact that it just sounds like they are trying to force women to be sexual, because they can't fathom the fact that there are women that just aren't like that. It very much sounds like a lot of the people saying asexuality isn't real are trying to say, basically, you must be sexual. We are telling you that that's the right way to be. And it's like, there are some women who just aren't. And I feel like when people say sexuality isn't real, what they are telling us is that they need to jack off like 10 times a day. Like, it really pisses me off.